Because, if I'm a young fashion designer or a young creative and I look at your work now, I look at the product that represents putting out now, it's easy to see how one might be put off from starting.
Right.
Because I look at your stuff and go, Jesus Christ,
you can't compete with it.
You can't compete with that. Like, that's more than 10 years of mastery. So I'm just not going to bother starting. Mm-hmm. What do you say to those people?
I say, look, you got to put the work in. It's going to be 10 years. Like, regardless of what industry it is or what product you're making, like, I wouldn't even think about the next 2 to 3 years. I'd think about 10 years. Like, that's the mindset you've got to have. And it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be fun, but you just got to do everything you can to make it work.
So the brand kind of scales up to what sort of revenue number from 2012 up to 2018?
We built it up to like 6 to 7 mil. Mm-hmm. So like 2015, 16, 17, it was just flat at like 6, 7 mil.
Year over year.
Yeah. And we thought that was a ceiling in thought at the time. As our young selves with not much knowledge and no real foot in the industry, like, we thought that we were at the ceiling of what Represent was. And then that's when the realization came that, like, if we carry on doing what we're doing, it's not going to work. And this brand will fail.
What was the advice you needed at that point that you didn't get?
I definitely didn't get the advice, but it was to just completely restart, refocus, go again, build a new team, and go into what we already knew that was there waiting for us. We knew what we were capable of. We just weren't doing it.
What weren't you doing?
Focusing on our consumer, asking them what they wanted, speaking to them, being within the community of what Represent was, and giving them what they wanted.
When you say the point about team, mm-hmm. You said rebuild a new team. When you started the brand, who were you hiring?
All my friends. I hired all my friends, all my close friends, because I wanted to enjoy it. And I didn't know a thing about hiring people. I didn't want to interview people and bring them into my dad's garden shed. So up until we had a unit, like, it was just me and my friends. And we were all just doing 50 jobs each. No one had a title. No one knew what was going on. And it didn't work. But now we're at such a level where there's 100 people in the business. 2 of those friends that came in right at the start are still in the business and are very high up in the business and have amazing, successful lives. So half worked and half didn't.
When you say it didn't work, what does that mean in reality?
It means that, like, I guess it's all not my fault as such, but I brought people into the brand that shouldn't have been in fashion or shouldn't have been doing what I'd asked them to do, or like their career didn't go the way that it should have gone, because we were just plateauing at this base of like a quite a boring fashion brand at the time, and like we had to split up and we had to regroup and start again. And the ones that stayed have now stayed forever, which is insane. And the ones that left, have carried on with their lives.